life of pop culture.
I was at Disneyland!
What if childhood fame destroyed their lives? Behind the smiles and spotlight are shocking secrets, mental battles, and careers that collapsed when the cameras stopped rolling. Subscribe now to uncover the dark truth Hollywood doesn't want you to see.
I don't think so.
Jodie Sweetin was once America's favorite sitcom kid. The bubbly Stephanie Tanner from Full House. On screen, she had the perfect life. Cute jokes, loving family, endless laughter. Off screen, reality was far less sitcom-friendly. Rising to fame too young, Jodie faced brutal pressure, identity confusion, and the terrifying challenge of growing up under constant public scrutiny. When Full House ended in 1995, she found herself lost, fighting to prove she was more than just the little girl from TV. For over a decade, she battled addiction, including a dangerous crystal meth habit, bouncing in and out of rehab while questioning her worth and direction. Jodie once admitted that her hardest role wasn't acting, it was becoming herself. Today, she has rebuilt her life, turned pain into purpose, and uses her story to support others and promote mental health awareness. Her journey proves that even fallen child stars can rewrite their ending, and sometimes the comeback is better than the original show.
Wow, she's amazing!
Demi Lovato's life looks like a Hollywood movie with no happy ending, at least at first. At just 15, she exploded into fame as a Disney darling in Camp Rock, becoming the girl everyone adored. But behind the bright smile was a storm nobody saw coming. Demi once called her early fame traumatic, joking that Disney gave her microphones, not a manual for survival. Long before stardom, she struggled with an eating disorder. And as fame grew, addiction followed. In 2010, her life hit a breaking point, leading to rehab and diagnoses of bipolar disorder and bulimia. By 2018, a near-fatal overdose shocked the world and forced Demi to face reality. Today, she's no longer just a pop star. She's a fearless voice for mental health, proving that even broken stars can shine again. If you love Demi Lovato, comment number 2.
An angel. I heard the deep space pilots talk about.
Jake Lloyd once ruled the galaxy as young Anakin Skywalker in Star Wars: The Phantom Menace. Out of more than 3,000 kids, he was chosen to become the future Darth Vader. And for a moment, it looked like destiny had handed him the ultimate Hollywood jackpot. But fame turned out to be a force far darker than any Sith Lord. At school, classmates mocked him with non-stop lightsaber noises, turning his life into a real-life sci-fi nightmare. By the age of 12, the pressure pushed Jake to quit acting and disappear from the spotlight. As he grew older, he battled severe mental illness, including paranoid schizophrenia, with delusions and hallucinations that worsened when he stopped medication. In 2015, his struggles led to arrests, jail time, and psychiatric treatment. Jake once admitted he had learned to hate cameras. Today, with his family's support, he is slowly rebuilding his life. His story proves that sometimes the real battle isn't in space, it's surviving fame on Earth.
I see dead people.
Haley Joel Osment became a global sensation at just 11 years old when he whispered the unforgettable line, "I see dead people." In The Sixth Sense, overnight, he went from ordinary kid to Hollywood prodigy, praised by critics and adored by audiences. But while the world saw a golden boy, Haley quietly faced the darker side of fame. Growing up under constant attention wasn't magical, it was exhausting. After his childhood success faded, he struggled to adjust to normal life, dealing with pressure, identity confusion, and rumors of substance issues. Haley later admitted he felt lucky because his family protected him when many child stars had no one watching out for them. He also joked that Hollywood expects child actors to grow up with a tragic backstory. as if drama were part of the contract. Instead of disappearing, Haley fought back, reinvented himself, and returned to acting with maturity and resilience. Today, he proves that not every child star is doomed sometimes. The real plot twist is surviving fame and coming back smarter, stronger, and funnier than before.
Can't we compete and still, see them?
No!
Alyson Stoner looked like the perfect Hollywood kid, talented, adorably, and everywhere on TV and movies like Cheaper by the Dozen and The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. From the outside, her life seemed like a non-stop party of fame and success. But behind the bright smiles was a story far less glamorous. Alyson revealed that her childhood in Hollywood came with dark secrets, including harassment, eating disorders, and crushing pressure to be perfect. She once joked that the industry had a toddler-to-train-wreck pipeline, and she barely escaped it with her sanity intact. Anxiety, heart palpitations, and a loss of self became part of her daily reality. Instead of breaking, Alyson fought back, speaking out against systemic abuse and demanding better protection for young performers. Today, she's not just a former child star, she's a survivor and a reformer. Who else do you think is missing from this list? Tell us your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more stories like this.
Okay, time out. Stop the bike.
Edward Furlong exploded into global fame as a teenage star in Terminator 2: Judgment Day, becoming Hollywood's new golden boy almost overnight. At first, the ride felt like a dream: red carpets, screaming fans, and instant success. But behind the blockbuster glory was a darker reality that hit harder than any action scene. Edward later admitted that Hollywood felt like a dangerous playground where nobody was really watching out for him. With no strong guidance, he drifted toward drugs, using cocaine and heroin to fill an emotional void and feel connected. His downfall began with a DUI arrest and rehab, then spiraled into violent incidents, multiple arrests, and a 6-month jail sentence linked to methamphetamine abuse.
I was at Disneyland!
For a while, it seemed like his story was heading toward a tragic ending. But in recent years, Edward has shocked everyone with a comeback of his own, celebrating more than 4 years of sobriety. He proudly said he finally likes himself again and that sober Edward is definitely easier to root for. Now focused on rebuilding his life, career, and relationship with his son. He proves that even Hollywood's lost boys can rewrite their scripts. His journey is a powerful reminder that child stardom can be thrilling, toxic, and unpredictable all at once.
Follow me!
Orlando Brown once made millions of Disney fans laugh as Eddie Thomas on That's So Raven, looking like the kind of kid Hollywood was built to protect. But when the cameras stopped rolling, his life turned into a drama far darker than any sitcom episode. As fame faded, Orlando found himself trapped in chaos, legal trouble, and personal battles that kept escalating year after year. Between 2016 and 2022, he was arrested repeatedly for domestic violence, drug possession, and assault, proving that real life has no laugh track. His first major arrest shocked fans, and things only got worse from rehab attempts to explosive conflicts, including a terrifying incident where he threatened a family member during an argument. On Dr. Phil, Orlando openly admitted how lost he felt, saying he had just left rehab in the hospital and didn't want to lose time with his kids anymore. Today, his story stands as a raw reminder that child stardom can be both magical and destructive. Yet even in the wreckage, there is still hope for recovery, responsibility, and redemption. If you recognize his effort to change. Comment number 7. Sawyer Sweeten was once the cheerful twin everyone loved as Jeffrey Barone on Everybody Loves Raymond. On television, he embodied laughter, innocence, and the warmth of a perfect sitcom family. But behind the bright lights and smiling scenes, Sawyer quietly carried a weight far heavier than anyone imagined. Growing up under constant public attention, he struggled with intense pressure to remain happy, youthful, and flawless, even when his inner world was falling apart. According to his sister, Sawyer often felt disconnected from reality, once confessing that he felt like he didn't even exist, a haunting insight into the loneliness many child stars endure. He understood early that fame could be both a gift and a curse, famously saying that it gives you everything while stealing your peace. While he brought joy to millions, his own life was marked by anxiety, isolation, and silent battles. His tragic death at just 19 years old became a heartbreaking reminder that early fame does not guarantee happiness, and that young stars often suffer in silence. Sawyer's story urges us to look beyond smiles, beyond screens, and to recognize the fragile humanity behind celebrity childhoods. So which child star do you feel the most sympathy for? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more compelling stories.
Lady, you made a mistake.
Tatum O'Neal made Hollywood history at just 10 years old when she became the youngest person ever to win an Academy Award for her role in Paper Moon. Overnight, she transformed from an ordinary child into a golden Oscar-winning legend. But behind the glittering trophy was a childhood that felt anything but magical. Growing up in a chaotic family filled with neglect, emotional pain, and instability, Tatum once said she was raised in a world where being a child was simply not an option. As fame grew, loneliness followed, and the pressure of being a child star pushed her toward addiction, including a long and dangerous heroin habit. Her personal life became equally turbulent, marked by a very public divorce from tennis star John McEnroe and a painful estrangement from her father, Brian O'Neal. Tatum later described her life as toxic, admitting that by her teenage years she had already attempted suicide multiple times while battling deep emotional trauma. Yet her story didn't end in tragedy. Today, she continues her journey of recovery and self-discovery, openly embracing vulnerability and hope. Tatum O'Neal's life proves that child stardom can create legends and scars, but even the most broken beginnings can still lead to a powerful comeback.
Let me see. I know how to fence and you don't?
Lindsay Lohan was once Hollywood's ultimate golden girl, the charming child star who captured hearts in The Parent Trap and later ruled teen culture with hits like Freaky Friday and Mean Girls. With natural talent and irresistible charisma, she seemed destined for a flawless superstar life. But as the spotlight grew brighter, Lindsay's world slowly began to crack. Growing up under relentless media attention, she struggled to maintain the perfect image expected of her. As she entered adulthood, fame turned from fairy tale to battlefield, filled with legal troubles, substance abuse, and repeated stints in rehab. She later recalled her first DUI arrest at age 20, admitting she made reckless choices under the influence of the wrong crowd. The pressure of being watched, judged, and idolized only deepened her struggles. Yet Lindsay refused to disappear. In recent years, she has fought to rebuild her life and career, marking her comeback with the Netflix holiday film Falling for Christmas in 2022. Her story is both a warning and a lesson. Fame can lift you high, but without guidance and support, it can also pull you dangerously low. If you enjoyed this video, please show your support by hitting a like and subscribing to the channel. If you didn't like it, a like is still great, and your feedback in the comments will help me improve.
Ooh, can't talk. Got a limbo.
Drake Bell was once the golden boy of Nickelodeon, the charming star of Drake and Josh, who seemed to have everything Hollywood could offer. In the early 2000s, his career soared, his fame exploded, and his life looked like a non-stop party. But behind the sitcom smile, reality slowly began to fall apart. By 2014, Drake had declared bankruptcy, unable to maintain his lavish lifestyle, and even lost his Los Angeles home. A year later, a DUI arrest revealed just how much pressure he was under. In 2020, accusations of verbal and physical abuse from a former girlfriend surfaced, which he denied, calling their conflicts normal relationship problems. Then came the turning point in 2021, when he was charged with child endangerment over inappropriate interactions with a minor. He pleaded guilty, yet continued to claim innocence, hinting that financial pressure played a role in his decision. In January 2023, his marriage to Janet Von Schmeling ended, leaving his future uncertain. Still, Drake refuses to give up. He continues seeking redemption and recovery, proving that behind the fame lies a far more complicated story than fans ever imagined.
It's no miracle. What happened was just this.
Judy Garland was born Frances Ethel Gumm, a girl with a voice so powerful that Hollywood decided it needed her before she even had time to grow up. As a child star at MGM, she became a living legend after playing Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. But fame came with a price that was anything but magical. By 16, studio executives were feeding her amphetamines to keep her awake and barbiturates to put her to sleep, as if she were a movie machine instead of a teenager. The same studios forced her into extreme dieting, leaving her obsessed with food and her own appearance. Judy once said that from the age of 13, her life became a constant battle with MGM over what she could eat and how much. Over time, prescription drugs turned into lifelong addiction, causing erratic behavior, lost jobs, and financial collapse. Despite being adored by millions, Judy often felt painfully alone, famously asking, "If I'm a legend, then why am I so lonely?" In the end, she died at 47 from a barbiturate overdose, tragically. The very drugs given to her as a child. Her story remains a haunting reminder that behind Hollywood's brightest stars often hides its darkest truth. Comment number 1. If her story touched your heart and you feel sympathy for her.
No big deal for them, they're usually there anyway.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas was the ultimate heartthrob of the 1990s. Famous for playing the lovable Randy Taylor on Home Improvement. Millions of fans adored him. Magazines chased him, and Hollywood treated him like the next big legend. But behind the charming smile was a teenager drowning in pressure. Growing up under non-stop public attention, Jonathan felt his own identity slowly slipping away beneath expectations, fame, and schedules that left no room for a normal childhood. Despite massive success, he made a shocking move. He stepped away from acting to focus on his education, eventually enrolling at Harvard. Later, he admitted that fame at a young age was mentally exhausting, joking that it was hard to discover who you really are when everyone else has already written your story for you. Like many former child stars, he struggled with anxiety and the clash between his public image and private self. Leaving Hollywood was not a failure but a quiet rebellion, a search for normal life in a world obsessed with spotlight. Today, Jonathan continues exploring, directing, and acting on his own terms, proving that sometimes the bravest role a child star can play is simply choosing themselves over fame. Billie Piper looked like the perfect British fairy tale pop princess, sci-fi icon, and teenage superstar all in one. At just 15, she topped the United Kingdom charts with her debut single and became a national sensation before most kids even finished high school. Later, she conquered television as Rose Tyler in Doctor Who, winning millions of fans worldwide.
Changed.
Yeah, I thought because she changed.
But behind the glitter, Billie's teenage years felt less like a dream and more like a survival challenge. She openly admitted that fame made her feel lonely, unsafe, and trapped in very adult situations no teenager should face. Endless work schedules and public expectations slowly eroded her sense of control, contributing to anxiety and an eating disorder. Billie later joked that growing up famous was like being thrown into a glamorous storm without a life jacket. As she transitioned from child star to adult actress, she faced identity struggles shared by many young celebrities. Today, as a mother and experienced performer, she looks back with both gratitude and caution, determined to protect her children from the same pressures. Her story proves that behind every shiny spotlight, there is often a hidden battle, and surviving it can be the greatest achievement of all. If you like this video, comment 1. If you don't like it, comment 0.
Does this count as a word?
Gary Coleman was born in Zion, Illinois, and rose to fame as the unforgettable Arnold Jackson on Different Strokes. With his iconic catchphrase, he became one of the most recognizable child stars in America and one of the highest-paid young actors of his time. On screen, Gary looked like the ultimate success story. But off-screen, his life was anything but glamorous. After the show ended in 1986, his world began to collapse. Despite earning millions as a child, he discovered at 17 that his trust fund had shrunk from nearly $18 million to just a fraction of that amount due to mismanagement by his parents and advisors. Although he won a major lawsuit against them, financial chaos followed, leading to bankruptcy years later. His struggles were made even worse by a lifelong congenital kidney disorder that constantly threatened his health. Gary once said he would not give his first 15 years to his worst enemy, a heartbreaking reflection of his painful childhood. His life became a mix of lawsuits, health battles, and emotional turmoil. When he passed away in 2010, he left behind a legacy filled with both triumph and tragedy, a powerful reminder that early fame often comes with a hidden cost. Should the parents or guardians of child stars be responsible for managing their finances? Comment yes or no, and let's discuss. Miley Cyrus didn't just grow up in front of the camera, she grew up inside it. As the unstoppable star of Hannah Montana, she conquered the world with charm, talent, and a double life that millions of fans dreamed of. But while the show looked like pure magic, real life felt more like a non-stop marathon. At barely 12 years old, Miley followed schedules that would exhaust most adults' dawn hair and makeup. Endless interviews, back-to-back appearances, meetings, flights, and rehearsals, all before lunchtime. Fame wasn't a party, it was a full-time job with no days off. Under constant media scrutiny, Miley began to struggle with identity, often questioning where Hannah Montana ended and Miley Cyrus began. She later admitted that Disney's expectations trapped her in a polished persona that didn't fully reflect who she really was. Yet, instead of breaking, Miley reinvented herself. She transformed from a Disney sweetheart into a fearless pop icon, proving she could control her own narrative. Along the way, she became a powerful advocate for mental health and LGBTQ+ rights, using her voice far beyond music. Reflecting on fame, Miley once compared her journey to that of her father, Billie Ray Cyrus, noting how differently success affected them emotionally. Today, her story stands as proof that child stardom can be chaotic, confusing, and overwhelming, but also a launchpad for reinvention through resilience, honesty, and bold creativity. Miley Cyrus has shown the world that surviving fame is hard, but rewriting it is even more powerful.
I'm gonna rip your head off and shut down your neck!
Corey Feldman was once the face of childhood adventure, starring in classics like The Goonies and Stand By Me. In the 1980s, he became one of Hollywood's most beloved young actors, adored by fans and praised by critics. But behind the bright spotlight was a reality far darker than any movie script. Corey later revealed that Hollywood was not a playground, but a battlefield, where he faced abuse, exploitation, and early exposure to drugs. He once said he was forced to grow up too fast and lost his childhood. A confession that echoes the silent pain of many child stars. Under constant media attention and zero privacy, Corey struggled with identity, mental health, and addiction, turning to substances as a way to escape trauma. His story reached a shocking peak in his documentary, My Truth, The Rape of Two Coreys, where he exposed not only his own experiences, but also the suffering of his close friend Corey Haim. Instead of staying silent, Corey chose to fight back, becoming a vocal advocate for abuse survivors and calling out Hollywood's hidden darkness. Today, his journey stands as a powerful warning that fame can be glamorous on the outside, but devastating on the inside. And that protecting young stars is not optional. It is urgent. Which child star do you feel the most sympathy for? Leave their name in the comments.
Lie to me.
Yes, I did. I thought about you all night.
Joey Lawrence once ruled television screens as the charming Joey Russo on the beloved sitcom Blossom. With his iconic smile and catchphrases, he became one of the most recognizable teen stars of his generation. Fame brought applause, fans, and success. But it also delivered pressures that never showed up in the script. Growing up under Hollywood's spotlight, Joey later admitted that the industry could be a dark place, and he felt lucky to survive it thanks to his family's support. Yet even with that safety net, staying relevant as an adult actor proved brutally difficult. As childhood fame faded, Joey struggled to redefine himself, trapped between nostalgia and reality. Financial stress eventually pushed him toward bankruptcy in 2023. A shocking reminder that fame doesn't always pay forever. Like many former child stars, he battled insecurity, identity struggles, and the emotional cost of missing a normal childhood. Joey's story reveals the double-edged sword of early fame. It opens doors, but can quietly steal stability. Today, his journey stands as proof that surviving Hollywood is often harder than conquering it. If you want him to make a powerful comeback, press 1. If you think he should leave Hollywood and live a normal life, press 3.
Your dampness is irrelevant!
Amanda Bynes was once Nickelodeon's brightest comedy star. The girl who could make millions laugh on All That and The Amanda Show. With her charm and crazy humor, she looked like Hollywood's safest success story. But behind the jokes, her real life was far from funny. At just 24, Amanda shocked fans by quitting acting, saying she hated her appearance and performances. That moment marked the beginning of a downward spiral filled with legal trouble and mental health struggles. She was arrested multiple times for DUI and hit-and-run incidents. While her behavior grew increasingly unpredictable, Amanda made strange public accusations against her parents and celebrities, revealing deep psychological battles. In 2013, after a dramatic breakdown involving setting fire to a neighbor's driveway, she was placed under conservatorship and diagnosed with bipolar disorder. Despite attempts to rebuild her life through fashion and cosmetology studies, her struggles continued. In 2023, she was found disoriented in public and hospitalized for psychiatric care. Looking back, Amanda simply said she stopped acting because she no longer loved it. Her story exposes the brutal pressure of growing up famous and the hidden cost behind every laughing child star. Her story reminds us that fame doesn't equal happiness. If you believe child stars deserve more protection and understanding, leave her name in the comments. Behind every smiling child star lies a story we rarely see: fame, pressure, and the hidden battles fought behind the scenes. Some make it through, some fall, and some continue to fight. So the next time you see a young star on screen, remember, the real tragedy often begins after the introduction. Hollywood is magical, but never simple. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more untold Hollywood stories.